Hello, everyone. I am Lynn, Dream Girl Writer, coming to you with a very wonderful message today. And that is that all of the inner work that we do on ourselves, when we clear, release, and let go of our fears, when we clear our shadows, when we become aware of our gifts and want to share them with the world. All of this work that we're doing inside of us has an enormous impact on the collective field of consciousness. And every little piece that we contribute ripples throughout humanity to inspire and support and inform others of how important inner work is. And this is very inexplicable, it's very mysterious, and it comes from a deep sense of collective divine wisdom that we all carry within all of every cell of our body, all of our genes, our genetic code, and it is real, and yet is most elusive and hard to articulate concept that we as humans might try to understand. And I'm telling you this in a very straightforward and kind of, I may appear to you to be very knowing about this, but it has nothing to do with knowledge. And it has to do with me paying attention and discovering and devoting my time to, first and foremost, my dream work. Secondly, to forgiveness and trust and patience and gentleness and kindness with myself, with and for myself, and with and for others. And thirdly, to stay in connection with Mother Nature, with taking my body into Mother Nature and sitting and receiving the value and the wisdom and the love and the beauty that is all around us at all times. One of the reasons why I wrote this book, Dream Guidebook and Journal, Do Your Best Work Asleep, is because I found through my dreams that I could heal myself from my painful past, that I could improve my relationships in current time, and that it also led me to attract into my life other sources of wisdom as well. And I credit greatly Richard Rudd, the founder of Gene Keys. And you can go to genekeys.com and learn all about him and the wisdom that he offers, that he shares. I credit that with coming to me at just the right time when I needed it to merge together with the dream wisdom that I had found over the last 14, 15 years and to make a sort of foundation for me to know that, finally, after 7 decades of searching and trying to achieve peace and love and to gain uh, a sense of belonging in my life after all these years, I finally came home. And my dreams were the way into that. But certainly, whether you pay attention to your dreams or whether you want to learn more about the wisdom that comes through the messages of our dreams, or whether that's, something that doesn't much appeal to you or seems like something that is too much work, then just find your own way in. Find it in through your hands, through creative and craft work that you do. Find it through walks in nature, especially the simplest way in is just to go outside and sit or walk in nature and listen, to find a way in through your relationships, to really devote yourself to love and listening and being with your people, with your loved ones, with your family, with your friends, to just fully embrace the sacred power you can find within your own relationships. And oddly enough, most of the time, that comes through facing a conflict with the people that we love, or a rift in our relationships, or feeling alone or shunned. Those are the things that prompt us to go, I thought that person loved me. I thought I loved that person. I thought I was showing love for that person. I thought I was doing the right thing. And it turned out wrong. There's where your work is. There's where our work is. There's where every time you heal something between you and another person, every time you come to an understanding that is born of compassion, then you are contributing to the planet. You are contributing to every person on the planet. And there's so much mystery and mysticism and magic that happens behind the scenes. At first, it will completely evade us how this is happening, usually. But if we continue our practice of being present in truth, in love, in peace, and in grace, with the intent to serve the greatest good, with the intent to first serve ourselves, to first get through whatever conflict, whatever problems we're having, to use whatever modality, whether it's meditation, a health practice, self-care practice, a dream work, an artistic venue, a creative outlet, a nature-inspired physical activity, whatever it is, if we keep on track with that, if we keep devoted to that, and sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. So I'll say that to you right up front. But the thing that is most important to remember is to never give up. Never give up on yourself. We have so many resources, and especially once we start going in to our inner wisdom, once we start tapping into that magical, mystical world of collective wisdom, we go in there as an individual, but we find the wisdom of the ages. We find what every sage, what every guru, what every God, what Jesus found. We find that within ourselves. And then when we share it through our individual gifts, we know that that is making a difference. We know because it comes back, it flows the other way. There's an evolution and an involution. And again, every time we do some inner work, we find out how much we are connected. Every time I have felt alone and went within to cope with that, to be with myself, to find the sacred answers to my spiritual dilemmas, if you will. Every time I did that, I felt less and less alone. So aloneness, or a sense of being faced with an insurmountable problem, those are the gifts that point us within. It's like we come to this dead end where we find people are shunning us because of our conflict or our trauma, or people fail to understand us, or we ourselves feel like there's nothing more out there that can be said or done that will heal this wound that we have inside of us. That's where the work begins. That's where the magic starts, is to take that trauma, that conflict, that misunderstanding, that loss, that grief, that sense of nobody gets me, I'm all alone in this world. Take that and use it as the key to your door within. So, once again, I will, if you are interested in dreams, this is a starter book for you. And it really is a very cursory overview of some practices that you can do, but also it's very simple. And at first, after I wrote it, I was thinking, I should have added this or that, or I have so much more to say about dreams. And in fact, I am writing a much more comprehensive work on the sacred power of dreams. But after a time, after reading it over again myself, revisiting the concepts that I wrote in there in my daily practices and using it as my own dream journal, I realized that it's perfect the way it is because it's just a simple start. And whether you are interested in dreams, I mean, if you are interested in dreams, this would be a great place for you to start. If you're interested in learning more about your dreams or, receiving more from the messages of your dreams, this is a great place to start. But you can start anywhere. And most importantly, start with something that you feel passionate about. Start with something that has moved you in the past, and maybe you've put it off because you felt like you couldn't do it justice or you didn't have enough time, and your job interfered with how you could do that thing and you wanted to do it well. Start there. Start with a waking life dream and go into that dream and say, well, I'm going to make a start. I'm going to start painting. I'm going to get some paints and some paper. I'm going to get myself a journal and I'm going to write every day. And I'm going to muse upon my writing. I'm going to do poetry for the first time in my life because I've always felt like I had a poetic voice inside of me. I'm going to a dance class. I'm going to take up yoga. I'm going to start meditating. I'm going to volunteer my time at that children's center because I love kids and I've never had any of my own or grandchildren I want to be around children and feel their joy and their sense of playfulness. Just start wherever it is that you can. And wherever it is that you feel this calling inside of you, because that voice is real, and that voice is you, and that voice is divine, and that voice is wise. So listen to it and be your own person and share your individual gifts. But remember, each time you do, when you do it with a sacred intent, when you do it with a very clear purpose of who you are, then you are actually contributing to the world on a very important level, one which may be behind the scenes, unseen, invisible, incomprehensible. You may be unable to articulate anything else about it except for the fact that it makes you feel good. It makes you feel at home when you do this particular thing, when you do your inner work, whatever it is, you feel most at home. That is when you are contributing to the greatest good. And it will have an enormous impact on your life, on your relationships. Things will begin to just fall into place with you. Thank you for listening. And may you dream your greatest life. May you share your wonderful gifts, your wonderful individual gifts, so the collective can receive and can heal and can be transformed. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.